Go to getamazonnow.com and give a gift card.
Welcome to humanity. This is our one.
Whatever it takes, we got to say whatever it takes is what it took.
This is Brock Lesnar, and you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Yo, hi, this is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to listen to Fight Net Radio.
Me, Harvey Oswald, what's your name? I know how am I supposed to know you?
This is Frank Shamrock. You're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Hi, this is Nia, the Knockout St. John. You're listening to Fight Net Radio, and there's no way I would ever touch Lee.
This is Chuck Jackson.
I am Stephen Bonner, and you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Dan Henderson, you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Everybody, welcome to Fight Net Radio, where Lee's burning every bridge there is out there. All right.
Hi, this is Manny Pacquiao. I'll fight anybody on FightNetRadio.com.
Whatever it takes, we got to say whatever it takes. All the truth for whatever it takes. This is how we show it. Whatever it takes. We got nothing but whatever it takes.
My kids because he was way shorter than I was. Just not playing his game, you know? I mean, it's kind of crazy how many people do play his game and get into a slugfest with him, put the head down and go crazy, you know? So I just wanted to prove that toughness doesn't get you the belt. You got to be smart and you got to be well-rounded.
There were a couple times it did seem like he tried to bait you, and I think you were having a little fun. Did you have to check yourself a little bit?
No, man. I mean, I was pretty level-headed out there, you know? I'm more level-headed in my fights than I am in the gym, you know? So it's there's a lot on the line, you know? I mean, you got to be smart. You got to be composed.
And you had the unique opportunity to then sit back and watch the championship fight. Give us your initial thoughts on Cody Garbrandt's performance.
I'm impressed. You know, I thought Cruz was getting into his head so much and having his buddies in his cornerman or whoever it was getting in his head and trying to get his feathers ruffled. And for him to keep his composure the way he did, I was really impressed.
And he had a couple words for you when he finished.
Yes.
What did you think? I mean, were you expecting that? I mean, is there any hard feelings there? What did you think about it?
I don't have hard feelings. I'm sure it's going to be played up big time for all the drama and stuff. No hard feelings. I mean, maybe a little bit of with the unnecessary trash talk when I'm not even fighting him. You know what I mean? But all I can say is thank you because now I'm going to get a title shot. You know, I mean, for sure with the drama leading up to this is thank you.
It does seem like the natural fight. I can't imagine what else they would do. But has anybody pulled you aside yet and said, "Hey, sit tight, bud. We'll get with you and schedule this title fight"?
No, I haven't heard nothing yet. No.
TJ, congratulations. I wonder, you know, when you evaluate Cody, his defense seems so good tonight. I figured Cruz would be the guy making a miss, and Cruz was missing so many of his shots. And Cody, has he been that good defensively when you train with him?
No, I feel like he was a little more aggressive when I trained with him. You know, he did. Like I said, I was really impressed with his composure. You know, he did a good job of not getting too aggressive and not winging punches, and it kind of held back. I feel like Cruz almost looked more emotional in the fight tonight. You know, I felt like he looked a little bit more stiff and didn't use his jab as much as he usually does, and falling over from kicks and stuff. And you know, I think, like I said, I don't know. I thought it was the game plan of Cruz to get in his head, but looked like it went the other way. It backfired on him.
And what about the calf slicer? Can you sort of go through that and sort of what was going on in your head right there?
Man, that's the first jiu-jitsu move I ever learned in my brother's garage like 12 years ago. You know, like wrestling, you always leg right, and so I learned a calf slicer, and I've always wanted to hit it in a fight and finish someone with it, and I thought I was going to get it, but I mean, I guarantee you his knee or his calf's going to hurt tomorrow because I cranked on that thing.
Did he express any pain as he was laying there? Because it looked like you had it in pretty deep.
I had it super deep. I mean, I don't know if I just didn't crank hard enough for what I thought I did. I mean, I didn't hear nothing from him, so I'm not sure. I mean, the guy was leaning up into elbows when I was elbowing him, so, I mean, he's crazy tough.
TJ, I know you wanted the title shot tonight that Cody Garbrandt got, but now that everything is played out the way this evening that it has, you putting on a dominant performance and him having a star-making performance, can you maybe think now that the title shot with you guys matching up is actually going to have greater anticipation and probably be a more marketable fight as a result?
Yeah, absolutely. They're gonna play up the drama like crazy for sure. I mean, I'm sure that's what's going to happen for sure.
You know, the calf slicer was mentioned, and I've noted before that in your fights, even when you're comfortably ahead on scorecards, you seem like you're never really afraid to go for it, even in the third round when you don't necessarily have to. Is that a cognizant thought you have, or is that just an instinct that kicks in that even though you're ahead on the scorecards, you're still going to step on the gas?
Just an instinct. You know, I mean, I train so hard that I'm in such good shape that I can push it, you know. I don't want to be a boring fighter. You know, I mean, not only am I going to look good in technical fighting, but I don't want to be boring. I want to be one of those guys that's even when I'm on top, I'm punishing someone or I'm looking for the submission, I'm always working.
And lastly, what was he saying to you? Could you understand what he was saying to you when he was on bottom? He was saying something to you.
Yeah, I have no idea what he said. I even told him, I was like, I don't understand what you're saying. You know, I wish I spoke Portuguese, but I don't, unfortunately.
Thanks.
Congratulations on your performance, TJ. After you won, you said if you didn't get a title shot, the system was rigged. Could you elaborate on that?
You know, I didn't know what the deal was. I don't know if Cruz was the one picking his fights and not taking what he was going to take, or if it was the UFC trying to build Cruz up because he works behind the desk. I don't know. I thought that I was deserving of a title shot after my last fight, so I just figured if I got overlooked again, I tried to talk. What I did what I thought I had to do to talk about Cruz to try to line that up if he did win. You know, I figured if Cody won that they put us together because it's a big drama thing. But if Cruz won, I didn't want the same thing to happen. I didn't want him to look for another fighter or retire, who knows what. You know, I wanted to make sure to build that up before. I figured that was the only way that I could still get a title shot. You know. Yeah,
and earlier on Twitter there was a little back and forth where Cody said he had his training partner had some tape of knocking you out. Did you see that?
No, it's definitely false. I mean, they're not going to put anything out because I've never been knocked out. I've never been knocked out. I mean, the closest I've been knocked out was when John Dotson hit me in the Ultimate Fighter finale and I got stopped. You know, I mean, my lights weren't out, but that's the closest I've been to being knocked out.
Do you feel like you have a psychological edge over him since you got to kind of be the big brother in the gym for a while?
Sure, man. I mean, he knows I'm going to bring it. He knows I'm tough, and he knows I know where to get him at. You know, so yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations, TJ.
Thank you.
When you're looking at Dominick's performance, was that the same Dominick that you fought?
Man, he looked injured. He looked stiff. He looked emotional. You know, I don't think he fought his fight, but it also could be the way because Cody fought. Maybe he expected Cody to be a little more aggressive. Maybe it threw him off, you know. But he didn't look the same, no.
How soon do you expect this fight to happen between you and Cody? Obviously, I know you want to get in there soon. You seem pretty healthy, but when do you expect this to happen, and where would you like for it to happen?
Vegas is always the best, man. It's always the easiest to fight here. Everything's just so central, easy to get to. You guys know what you're doing out here. So Vegas makes the most sense, but I don't care. I was a student in Colorado. No, but I don't know how soon it's going to happen, but I'm healthy. You know, I'm coming out of this fight healthy. I'm feeling good. So, yeah, whenever. Sweet. Thank you, guys.
Dominick, obviously a tough night for you tonight.
What was tough about it?
Walking away with the loss, of course.
Loss is part of life. If you don't have loss, you don't grow. This isn't tough. This is life.
What did you think about your performance tonight? Some people said maybe you weren't quite at 100% tonight.
They're wrong. I was there. That was 100% me. I was healthy. I was everything I've always been in my eyes. I got caught in a couple transitions, and that's how it goes in this game. You're swinging 4-ounce gloves. You get caught sometimes. What else can you really say about that? I got to go back and watch the fight, obviously. But I can't, after feeling it, after getting through it, after seeing the look in his eyes a couple times when I punched him, when I kicked him, when I fought him, I'm not disappointed in myself at all. All I can say is I lost, and I'll take my loss like a man.
Was there anything he did in there that surprised you? The hand speed, the movement, the taunting, was there anything that surprised you?
I was expecting all of it, I swear I was. And I taunted him back, and I talked back, and I enjoyed every second of this fight. Look, guys, I've been fighting the best guys in the world for the past 10 years, top 2 in the world. I've been on the pound-for-pound list for a long time. Even when I was hurt, with triple ACL reconstructive surgeries. There was a target on my back. I had to come back and fight through it. This was no different. This was just another fight that I had to challenge myself. I knew that he was going to be good. I said that leading into it. He knew I was going to be good. And that's what it is when you're champion. Somebody else has the target on their back now. I get to chase the target for once. That's how it goes. It's okay, you know. We've seen the best in the world lose it, and we've seen the best in the world gain it back. I've seen Michael Bisping lose countless times, and look at him. He's got the title right now. Whoever thought Michael Bisping would have the title, and he's got it. There's one example. Daniel Cormier lost the title. He's somebody I very much look up to. He's an Olympian. He's a savage. He came back and won the title. This happens, but we're all competitors here, and it's a game of inches. He beat me by a couple inches tonight, and that's okay.
And I know it's very soon after, but can you talk about your path back to the title? Because T.J. Dillashaw thinks he deserves to be next. I think Cody thinks that T.J. deserves to be next. Do you agree that that's the next title fight, or do you feel like this fight was good enough that maybe it does warrant a rematch?
I thought it was a good fight. I haven't seen it. What do you guys think? I mean, if it was a good fight, I hope you were entertained. That's my job. I'm an entertainer here, whether you guys believe it or not. The beginning of the fight, for 8 weeks of interviews, that's entertainment. After the fight, talking, the people who are happy that I lost right now, that's entertainment. This is a game where if you don't have people that dislike you, then you don't know what it feels like to be liked. And I've definitely had a lot of dislike thrown at me in this game. But I also feel a lot of love. There's some look in the eyes of some kids that I got to see leading into this fight that almost brought tears to my eyes just because I could feel that positive energy from them. That's what this thing's about, is influence on others and making positive influence, making people better around you. I feel like I'm still doing that, win, lose, or draw. That's my goal. That's the gift God gave me, to be able to face some of these athletes, the best in the world, for a very long time. TJ wants next. I have no problem with that. The guy's very good himself. We've had our exchange of words, and I wouldn't take back one thing that I've said about anybody in the division. I'm not sorry for anything. I never lied about one thing. I never criticized any one person about anything that I didn't believe was true. Everything that I said was statistically a fact. So how am I the mean guy if I'm telling the truth? Because nobody likes to hear the truth. Oh well, here I am dealing with the truth right now. I lost, and I'm going to take it like a man.
Dom, I just wanted to ask you, I was surprised at Cody's defense, and he was making you miss a lot, especially in the second half of the fight. Was it his quickness, or was there something specific he was doing to give you a hard time that way?
It was just the range. It was the range. He controlled the range better than me tonight with the pull. He didn't play a lot of push. He was backing up a lot, but he believes in his power. So because he believes in his power, he sat, he waited in the middle, and he said, come to me. And when you come to me, I'm going to pull you into my power. And that's okay. You know, that's the game you play. I take the risk of having the higher output on a lot of these guys. By having the higher output, that leaves me open for bigger shots. People can say what they want about me not having power and whatnot, but I know I buckled his knees a couple times. I may not put him all the way down to his butt, but you see the look in his eyes. I saw the cut on his eye. He caught me with a good kick, and that kick cut me. But there's nothing about those hands that he's got that I wasn't ready for. It's just the mixture of exchanges. What else can you say? 4-ounce gloves. You got to respect that with anybody.
Dominick, you went into this fight having never been knocked out. You've still never been knocked out. You went 5 rounds. Cody Garbrandt went into this being known as a power striker. Was there anything about his power that made it more difficult for you to employ your normal strategy than any other fight that you felt?
I would say it was just the little things. Like I was throwing empty kicks. I wasn't setting them up as well, so that allowed him to counter better with his power instead of setting my kicks up better. That would have allowed me to close the range a little bit better instead of him pulling me into his power. So there's little adjustments I can make to make this a better fight, make it a little bit closer, make it a little bit more competitive to where I could win it. But tonight was his night. I don't think I'm older. I don't think I'm off. I don't think I'm slower. I think I'm still quick. I just think he controlled the range a little bit better. If you control the range, you can make people look a little bit slower because they're covering a further distance. If they're not throwing at you and they're sitting and waiting for you, then they're able to counter better with heavier strikes with their feet planted. that's what he did. I landed a lot of low kicks on him. I landed a lot of up high kicks. I had a great output, but that was all